Boards, games, boards, games. I might be talking about board games and UK Games Expo, but I'm not gonna shout. Today it is now Monday, but we are still going to play Expo. UK Games Expo has come and gone, but now I'm singing the finishing up song. I've, I'm here outside the hostel. Here I am. I'm going to find a library later where we can hang and play games, play games. It's what I'm talking about. Playing board games, but I'm not gonna shout. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are. Hello to me. As always, lovely to see you, and I hope that you are generally well. Um, Today, I just realised that I needed to sort out my banners beforehand, but today I am going to be doing a wee bit of a debrief, and hopefully, I will be joined by one of my helpers who is now coming over. So, yeah, it was a good expo. We had fun. And it was a lovely time. If you have any questions, then please feel free to ask me about it. Um, Otherwise, let's talk about recent highlights. Recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights. Recent highlights, recent highlights, playing games and other delights. Recent highlights. So, yeah, recent highlights. What happened yesterday? I went to UK Games Expo. We did a bunch of more selling, and here is Kat. Hello, we're just talking about recent. Wait, I always struggle with. Wait, I think I need to be quite close to you.
Hello.
Hello, wait. Let me flip it round. Does this work? Yeah, no. There, that feels marginally better. And Stream Elements is reminding me to stretch, but it's okay because I'm walking around. That normally applies for when I am kind of sitting still, but yes. So, as I was talking, recent highlight. Wait, this is. See, this is what happens when I'm tired, and also it's not actually a mirror on the thing, so it's flipped also 180 degrees, so we see what everyone else sees.
Yeah, it's easier if it's portrait because you're not trying to manage angles and where the phone is because it's still at the top, even if it's a mirror. Makes it harder.
But also, you see, like it's normally when you take a selfie, it's mirrored, so you're kind of, oh, I want it more that way. But yeah. Anyway, so yesterday, I don't have much to say about yesterday. It was kind of quieter. I did a bunch of trading. We had a really nice meal. We went to the Hilton. We were going to play games. I did actually get to play one game technically during UK Games Expo. That wasn't mine, I just realised. Because we played For Sale, which is a lovely game. And our meal was good. And then, honestly, just coming back and being in bed and satisfied and like, yeah, this is over, this is done.
I think everyone was in bed pretty quickly.
Yeah. What was your highlights of yesterday?
Yesterday I got my afternoon off, so I tried to kind of run through the entire con in 3 hours. So there wasn't really any time for kind of complex demos, but it was kind of good to get a full run through. But before that point, we'd already sold out of cute comical noises as well, so kind of didn't feel like I was leaving, with nothing done. But yes, it was really good to kind of get a run through and see everything, and because it was on the last day as well, there were people at stands and publishers that we'd kind of seen or spoken to or had come and spoken to us at the stand, so I kind of knew faces and stuff as I was walking through, so that was quite cool to kind of feel. I think about that had been my first day, I would have, felt a bit more kind of
overwhelmed.
Yeah, because I kind of knew more names and faces. I also felt more kind of a part of it, a bit more connected, a bit more like I knew what was happening. Like I got to wave at the guy that I ended up playtesting a game for when I stayed late to play some games on Saturday. So, like, you know, there was fun bits like that where you kind of were like, oh, hello, I recognise your face from earlier in the weekend. It was kind of fun to actually be like, oh, putting names to faces in stalls and games and what they actually do. So that was quite fun.
Just wondering if we should wander around through the graffiti. There's some nice red graffiti that let me flip this. I do apologize. So I am Catherine's Justin Katz, or also replies to Catherine.
Yes.
Is just in front, although we can see us. And Timmy says, I am also in bed.
Most of our team are still in bed.
Yes, and here, like, there's a lot of this really nice graffiti around Birmingham. I just feel like the standard of graffiti is really high.
Well, it starts to become more street art than just graffiti when it becomes artwork rather than just tagging, I think.
I think that calling this street art rather than just graffiti is kind of taking away from what graffiti is, because graffiti is an expression of self, and graffiti isn't limited to just the street art. So I think it's really cool to see the amazing like colours and shapes. Let me move away.
The one on the kind of doors there is really nice. Straight ahead.
Oh, you mean the Uze, or oh, you mean the flowers?
Yeah, I like nice flowers.
So, do you feel like you had enough time to go around? Like, because you were at the stand a lot, and I think there were times when you were scheduled to be off, but you stayed around.
I think I didn't take some of my earlier breaks that I technically could have. Like, I think I was supposed to have like a couple of hours on Monday. I just didn't feel quite settled enough to really feel like I could have got as much out of it by that point. And it was my first convention, so I didn't really fully, like, I knew what to expect, but I don't think I fully realised what I should be expecting until I was there. Might have been nice to have a bit more time to demo a few more games, but I had managed to demo some at the press preview, so there were a couple that I'd seen from there that I could go and explore and see, which was nice. There were a couple longer ones that I might have wanted to, but they're on a list. I will find someone and try and demo them at some point with folks that, you know, gaming groups and stuff, and get a hold of games that way as well, or look out for them at the next convention. You know, there are some that I know that I want to.
There will be many more conventions. And congratulations on your first one.
I survived. I'm in one piece. I had a good time. I have a very, very large box of games being posted back to me.
Timmy asks if the graffiti is made by Banksy. No, Banksy's style is very different.
Very unique, and it tends to be a singular thing. I don't know if I would
say unique, like, but it's
it tends to be distinctive. Maybe
there are a lot of other people who do similar things, and there were before and there will be after, but it is always about because it's a stencil rather than done freehand, and so it will have normally just one color or two colors.
Yeah.
And so none of this around here is by Banksy.
I don't think Banksy necessarily works in Birmingham as much.
But yes, recent highlights. I enjoyed the meal. I enjoyed playing that thing, and after we wound down, it's really nice kind of seeing everyone in the Hilton meal. Oh, there's Hal and Ruth and other people that I know. Congratulations, Hal, for winning.
Yeah, it was nice.
Nominating for the kind of, and these are people that I know, and like. Then I got introduced.
Well, it's nice to see publishers and stuff at the end and see everyone just having that kind of post-con kind of release, not the right word, but that kind of almost like it's done, and being able to, you know, see how people had a call and ask them, how did it go for you? Was it good? Did you sell out? Finding out who, you know, sold out, and had gone, it went far better for us than expected, or we had a great time, or actually the one we thought was going to be less popular actually went really well. So it's nice to kind of hear from other publishers and demoers and stuff as well how it had been for them.
Yeah, the wind down is really nice. And
also it happens weirdly quickly. Like, people had left the hall, and within 5 or 10 minutes, a lot of the smaller stands had everything packed in boxes, and tables started disappearing. We took our time. But around us, it was kind of like, we finished kind of doing our kind of post-day meeting and turned around, and there was like, it was almost all gone. So.
Joseph Kelly says, hello, it was nice to see you at UK Games Expo, even if it was super brief. It's lovely to see you as well. That's Joseph Kelly, who won the LDEC contest of last year for the solo game Dwindle. and Joseph Kelly will have a table for as long as they want at UK Games Expo 2023. And I should work out with them how long they would like that table for before I book my amounts of space for next year. So let me know.
Well, I'll happily learn to play a solo L-deck game.
Heather, is that Heather from yesterday? I assume this is Heather from yesterday. Was part of the 2 p.m. contest.
I
Says
was not there for the 2 p.m. contest yesterday.
didn't make it to the final yesterday, but Bez, but loved the game. That's lovely to hear. And so the previous talking about the highlights, I totally forgot about this. There's just I am honestly like it's all a blur. So at 2 p.m. I did have these contests. Friday and Saturday we had 10 people, and it was reminds me of the games. The game about quickly grabbing creatures that are totally different and counting your turnips, beets, roots, and radishes.
Grabbing of vegetables. Yep, that was
And
Friday.
that was Friday.
Saturday was
A game about counting
counting
cats, shapes, and colours that keeps getting trickier. Yes.
And I don't know what you did on Sunday because that was when I had my
That
time
was
off.
a game about wee whimsical or cute comical creature. So
And trying to identify them after somebody makes noises.
Exactly. And I feel like all of them went really well, but Sunday, for whatever reason, had 16 people attend, which was a lot.
I think because some people had maybe heard about the events by that point, or had more time maybe on Sunday that they weren't scheduled in other seminars and things. And Noises was quite popular as well, and we had sold out of it, so I guess maybe people were hoping
Out
they
of the
could win
cute
a
comical one.
Yes, cute comical. Maybe some people were hoping they could sneak a win a copy still.
Because that is the only way to win the out of stock games. Like I do try to keep a couple back just for winners.
For emergencies.
But I think that I'd be interested to ask you, Heather, why did you come specifically on Sunday? Was it just that you happened to be there? Was it the game? Was it that you just heard about it? But it was lovely to see you. And I tried to have a nice thing. Diary of a Lincoln Geek said about it, apparently. So there you go.
Well, there you go.
So every convention that I'm ever at, if you pay a ticket to get inside, and I am there as an exhibitor, I will be doing 2 p.m. events. And I try to make them fun, so please come over. From the Netherlands, Yoda says hello. Hello, Yoda. So that is someone who will hopefully be at UK Games Expo 2023.
There we go.
And the other highlight that I completely forgot about was Simon Lavender's game of a game about complimenting each other. So this is not a published game, but Simon is maybe almost certainly inspired by my game, a game about drawing creatures, complimenting the drawings and complimenting compliments, suggested we all compliment each other. How did that go?
We did our post-convention feedback as taking turns to compliment each other. We ended up, because of time constraints, and they were literally taking the tables from underneath us at that point, having to skip the complimenting one of the compliments stage.
And also,
but it was really nice.
Past that because I felt like
it was really nice, like also hearing what other people had found. We had some where people had really enjoyed how someone was really bubbly in a certain way, and someone else would appreciate how they were kind of quiet and stable. So it was nice seeing the different positive things that people had found about each other.
People see different aspects
and it
of
is
different
quite nice
people.
hearing nice feedback about yourself, obviously, but it helps you know what you're doing good at as well, because what people pick out can make you feel more confident about something. If people have had and gone, yeah, we thought you were really good at that, if you were feeling unconfident, it's nice and gives you a kind of more kind of solid kind of feeling and belief of, yeah, actually I can do that. People thought I was doing good, so I can be more confident with that next time.
Yeah, and I do think that if we had complimented the compliments, it might have made it a wee bit too competitive, because then it's like, and even though that works for a game, when for that post-show thing, I think just the complimenting each other step.
Yeah, just using it as a framework of, okay, we have to give a positive or a compliment or something that we really appreciated or liked about each person.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there was a lot of us, so that did take a while. The first couple, we all did nice long-winded explanations, and then we were kind of trying to shorten it down to kind of quick and
sentence
snappy.
Each.
Yeah, but you can still get a lot of compliment in one sentence, so.
Like not one dragged out sentence like the longest game they've ever. Like a short, like 5 seconds.
We were going for giving the compliment, but maybe not like over-explaining and clarifying, which we were doing for the first couple of people. And then we realised we were going to be evicted out the hall if we didn't do it slightly faster.
I agree, Joseph. It was a lovely idea. Heather carries on. I am self-employed and I have a cafe, so I could only do Sunday. Is your cafe based in Birmingham? If it is, maybe we would visit, like today or tomorrow. Where are you based? Let us know. Um, Thank you for making the trip. Rob, that's Rob Harper. It was indeed lovely to see you. And Heather says, I am going to be using the compliments game. That's a game about drawing creatures, complimenting the drawings and complimenting the compliments with action for happiness groups. I'm not familiar with them, but that sounds lovely.
We did have quite a few other people as well who came who work with kids or in drama groups or with varieties of school groups and brownies and guides, and thought actually this is a really good way for helping encouraging positivity and encouraging kids to be more confident and build self-confidence and positivity. But also, not all British people, actually, as a generalization, British people are not good at accepting compliments. And actually, it's a thing we should be better at. If someone thinks you look really nice today, they think you look really nice. That's their opinion. You can't devalue that by saying, oh, I'm not my best today. They might still think you look nicer when you also think you look nicer, but they still think you look nice now.
Yeah.
And so you should allow them to enjoy and think you look good, or think your drawing's really pretty. Might not be your best and you might not be happy, but they think it's cool. So you have to let them and let them like your drawing.
And Heather says that their cafe is in Northampton. I've never been in Northampton. I don't know if you have.
No, I am from Scotland. I've not been to most of England.
I've never been, but if I do go, then I would definitely try to make a mental note to drop by. I'm trying to see what I normally talk about next. Yeah. Do you have a brilliant thing that we'd like to share? Brilliant thing? Brilliant thing? What's a little thing which is brilliant? What's something you enjoy in life? I'm going to give a shout out to oxygen. Because, without oxygen, apparently we would die.
Lip salve was one of my preferred things over the weekend. I did not realize talking and demoing a lot. We knew your throat was going to get sore. For some reason, my upper lip from all the talking, it started getting really dry. And I'm really glad I packed my lip salve, because that would have, it was lifesaver. And they're still dry, but it was really painful on Friday when I didn't bring it, and on Saturday and Sunday it was much better with. So really random, but that was specifically the weekend. But yeah.
I want to give a shout out to something less random than oxygen. Okay. The cleaners. Well, when I was filling up a water bottle for you, because you couldn't get cold water in the sink. I mean, I don't know how the gents is, but I assume it's the same sink as where I went, and it's just you push, it's an automatic thing, and then you get kind of tepid warm water.
Yeah, so obviously when you're on a publishing team, you can't necessarily go and stand in a 40-minute water queue. And we kept having to send people to get drinks, but the cleaners let us find this really
Well, the cleaners told me, they said, oh, you can fill it up from the tap. And then they walked me around. So I don't want to tell everyone about this necessarily. But
I think it was because we were
so we do only have a small number of people watching. So I think we can tell people that apparently if you go towards the gents, or don't actually go into the gents, you kind of turn right just before. There's a door which has no markings on it. And then there's a sink. There's nothing else. And so running water, sinks, that is my brilliant. It's but sinks is brilliant. It's just sinks in general. Running water is a brilliant thing.
Yeah.
That is my brilliant thing. That's what I want to say. And Rob says, I always appreciate fishermen's friends. Do you know those wee sweets or sucking sweets or kind of lots
of yeah, so the ones that were not like a strepsil, so they don't make your voice croaky, that kind of we had the singery type ones, so that
I bought I want to say 100 of them. We didn't get through all of them. I did maybe buy too much,
but it's better to have too much of them and too little. And
the only danger
is
that with all the chocolate, I might end up eating a lot of it over the next couple of weeks.
You just have to donate it to people instead.
That would be a good idea.
I'm not taking any at home because I'm not really a chocolate person, but I'm sure other people wouldn't object to a bar of chocolate.
Yeah.
A lot of people have very long trains, and the trains are not super reliable at the moment because there's so little. If there's one delay or one accident, it just all collapses in a heap. And they keep having problems on the lines and people dropping bags, and it's chaos for a lot of people getting here.
If anyone has any questionably quick questions, now is the time for questionably quick questions. Is the next section. It's not an interrogation. It's just a question, liquid question section. So, I am going to not interrogate Kat.
Oh, goody.
So, Kat, meatballs or figurines?
Meatballs, especially cute little wooden ones with like just light kind of screen printing. So like, you know, Isla Cat style, where it's like just like a single color, kind of just adds a little something, but without being too much.
Yes, I like those nice stark silhouettes.
Yeah, I don't like
Kat.
too much printed detail.
Books or podcasts?
Books.
Which
Easy,
was the last
big
one
reader.
you read?
Last book I read, I don't remember the title. I read books really fast on my Kindle, and I don't always register the title because I just have this. I have like about 1,000 books in a Kindle wish list, and I just choose whichever seems appealing and start reading. So I don't always register the title, but then I'm on the next book in like 2 hours time, so I can't remember.
That's
it was
fair.
a fantasy book though.
So, Kat reads a lot of books but doesn't necessarily take all the titles in.
No, if it's like a super favourite, then I'll go and register. The last one was good, but not like best is good.
Meatballs or meeples?
I mean, are we talking eating or playing with?
I mean, I think the question is, would you rather eat a meatball or play with a meatball?
Depends if it's an IKEA meatball or not.
Do you have a special softness for the IKEA meatballs?
IKEA meatballs are particularly wonderful, but also IKEA is wonderful.
The Las Iguanas meatballs are particularly good.
Oh, I did have them, yeah.
I didn't get one of the meatballs. I kind of wish that I'd ordered more tapas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we did have a good amount of food, but
yeah.
I think that we could have had 5 more tapas for the table.
Yeah, I guess also to just have enough for some of the more popular ones for everyone to get one of.
I think next time, what I would do is I would order 10 tapas as I did yesterday. So we had 11 of us going to the restaurants, which was a nice meal. And then I think I would probably okay, what's gone quickly? What did I not get a chance to eat? And presumably other people didn't get a chance to eat. What clearly went really quickly. Let's get that again, and let's get that again, and then we can decide what the final 5 are going to be.
Yeah.
And that can come. There is also a question of should we just get tapas, right? But lots of people like having their own main, I think.
Yeah, it also means at least you kind of can control everyone getting a consistent amount of food.
Because
sometimes the tapas, depending on how it gets passed, sometimes someone ends up eating a lot more than others.
Can be problematic.
There was only one tapas that the vegans could eat. There was a few more for vegetarian, but only one vegan. So I doubt they would have enjoyed only tapas. Although apparently the tapas salad was really nice, but they wanted a bit more than salad.
Absolutely. And Josie was like, yeah, people stick your meaty forks into your vegan stuff if you're sharing. And it's not that people are terrible. It's just that people are... So we've got... not sure what you mean by that, Sonny, but...
I think the amount of walking and standing we all did in the last 2 days more than accounts for the... I mean, I think I've only had dinner twice in the past 4 days because it just kind of didn't happen. I had snacks. So, a lot of food, but also I think a lot of people underestimate how many calories it burns standing and walking and being on high energy. So I actually suspect most of us are going to lose weight from the con.
Yeah, and now that I've actually been able to read it properly, I'm going to just say that is really disrespectful. And, I don't have eating issues and lots of strong body dysphoria about my shape. Although I think that saying to someone unsolicited, I'm just going to highlight this, saying to someone unsolicited, you're getting very fat, who the hell are you to kind of be popping up on someone's stream? Sort your own stuff out. Come on. But let's carry on. I'm going to delete that comment. Low power mode.
Do we have any more last minute questions?
That is it with the questions. So as always, I appreciate you commenting, asking questions from follow. This is on 10%. We need to wrap up. So I'm going to do a more proper debrief maybe tomorrow and also Wednesday with Jessica Medringham. We will be having a chat and I will be actually back at home and talking through everything. But it has been a lovely show. And so my question of the day here's a little question before we go on our way. Is what do you think is the next convention you will be going to? And I can't think of anything for myself between now and Tabletop Scotland.
Tabletop Scotland for me, from Scotland, kind of would be rude not to go to the Scottish convention. There's an infinitely shorter train than anywhere else. So, yeah, I'm planning on being there.
And, yeah, are you... So that's my question to everyone. What's the next convention you're going to? Are you going to UK Games Expo 2023? I will definitely be going, as I've always done.
I'll be planning on coming back.
Would you come back? Well, I won't ask you on camera. But Misha, it's been lovely to see you, and now I know how to pronounce your name. I think I've seen you pop up before. I had such a good laugh yesterday. Thanks for the good noises and games. Yoda says Essenspiel is the next one for them.
I'm hoping to go to Essen. Because I really like Germany, and it's also an excuse to spend a couple of days in Germany. So, you know, why not just make a holiday out of it?
So over to you. What are you up to? You can share, but only if you want to. I am going to be going back to the hostel. I'm going to be then get some... Well, I'll get some games and then we'll go to the library, I thought. We'll wander over to the library, see if we can get to study room. If we can't, find a Starbucks, find a cafe, find a pub. And that's everything that we're up to, just chilling out. And
then there'll be lots of people getting trains home this evening and a few people staying until tomorrow.
And that is like a mini convention with 12 of us. And the only way to get access to this mini convention is by helping Beth. Although next year I might actually do a bit more planning for the mini convention to try and make sure that we actually have a place properly sorted. That would be good. But, oh, hello.
Lots of people planning cons.
Joseph Kelly says, it's my first UK Games Expo, I'll definitely go again. Rob says, not got any cons planned in the next few months. Definitely planning UK Games Expo 2023. Maybe the next one is Dragon Meet, that's a good one. Tom Posh, hello, it's lovely to see you. Didn't manage to catch you at UK Games Expo because when I came over you were running an event. Oh yeah, 2 p.m. event. Oh, if you come over at like 1:59, that's a good time to join the 2 p.m. event.
Yeah.
But
also people trying to see you also had to try and squeeze themselves in amongst the media interviews, where a lot of people are coming like, oh, I want to say hi to Bez, and we're like, wait, Bez is in a media interview, come back in like 10 minutes. So that also obviously
I was scheduling media interviews like for every hour, and a few people were no-shows, which was annoying, but it was generally good.
But it then meant you had time to chat to other people, so, you know,
and Tom, I did have a lot of fun, absolutely. And I'm glad that you enjoyed watching. Thank you for coming by. And obviously, I'm sorry that I'm so engrossed. I kind of need to focus on it. Rob, yeah, I love the supportive chat. At this point, to recap and wrap up before we finish up. So Birmingham is noisy and has cool graffiti. And UK Games Expo was brilliant. Kat was an amazing helper. Thank you very much for joining. And that is it. If you want to check me out, Stuff by Bez in all the places, Twitter, Instagram. I will be totally redoing my shop by the end of the month once I've checked my stock, and I'll be paying for the extra special shop where I can have like 50 things on there. So I'll be having letting people select their own original artwork if they would like some original artwork.
I want a second one.
And stuffbybez.com/streams. Thank you very much for everyone. Share, spread the word. And for now, bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Pardon me. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Oh, sorry, Vicky, that you came in just as we were wrapping up. Lots of love, and I'm glad you enjoyed the catalogue. Bye-bye.